Welcome back to the Build a Workshop series. If this is the only series you watch here on the channel, you may realize that it's been a couple of months since I've made a video, and that's because my daughter was born and I've been spending a lot of time with her. The season has gone from winter to spring, and it's actually about 80 degrees out today, so a bit warm. I've noticed that the carpenter bees are out in full swing, and man, do they love the exposed wood here on the ladders of the workshop, which means it's time to get those covered up, and that's what we're going to do today. I just bought some of this hardy board that's trim. It's really heavy stuff. I think it's concrete based, but it's going to be perfect to cover the front of the workshop here. So let's take some measurements and start cutting. All right, I've got a couple ladders set up here. Hopefully it's enough to get up close to these so I can make some measurements. A lot of this stuff would be really helpful with assistance, but you know me, always up here working alone. I found that my first cut needs to be at 96.5 inches. So it's going to be right 96.5. Now, because my roof has that pitch to it, I need to cut this at the same pitch there. So I'm going to follow this speed square and set it to 2 here, and then make my mark. Okay, and that should be the cut that I need up at the top. Now, there are several ways to cut this. Previously I've used the score and snap method, but today I'm going to use the angle grinder with the mask and ear protection and eye protection, all that good stuff. It's typically a lot quicker than using the score and snap method. I set up a little blocking to help me get this up where it needs to go. And so now it's time to see how well my cuts were made. Now that the piece of fascia is installed, it's time to get a piece of the soffit. And I've measured out that it needs to be 11 inches and 3/4 of an inch. So I've got a piece here laid out that I'm going to be measuring and get that dimension. I'm going to use my square here and set this at 11 inches and 3/4, right about there. And now I can just run down this edge here so that I have what I need. Now I'm going to use my angle grinder, of course with safety glasses, mask, and ear protection, to cut this line here. Luckily this piece is only 1 foot wide, but I still feel like it's going to be a bit annoying to get hung up here by myself, so we'll just see how well it goes. Might have to make a little jig to help me along here. Just have to see. The first thing I'd like to try here is put a couple of these wood clamps over the top, like this, and it should give me just enough lip up under here to set this onto. We'll see how well that works. Definitely recommend this being a 2-person job here. Okay, maybe this is a smarter approach. I've moved the big ladder on top of the porch, and I've got those clamps still down there at the bottom. So hopefully I can just spin this up here set that in where it needs to go. There, much better. Now the back side of the building may be a different story. Oops. This has been quite a long build, but I think I'm finally getting to the end of it. So I went to the hardware store and priced this metal Rake Trim, and it was, they didn't have any in stock, so I have to order it. Well then my friend that's given me so much stuff had several more pieces and said, "We'll take it." So I did. So now I have enough to finish both the front and back. So I just measured what I need up here. I need 102 inches cut. I believe I'm actually going to go a little bit more than 102. The 102 was the exact dimensions of the roof up here, so I think 104, 2 extra inches off the back should give me plenty of extra here. So I'm going to mark that at 104 and then use the angle grinder to cut that. I believe that I'm going to put a couple screws on the outside here, and I'm going to have to get up on the roof to put the rest in. Okay, I managed to get all of that installed. It's looking nice. Now I do need to cut off the last of that underlayment that's sticking out there, and of course do some painting. And I'm also going to put some little trim pieces. For instance, see that hole right there? It's kind of dark, but once the siding goes up to that point, I then want to do some trim pieces to really finish that out. It was much easier to work with on the roof, so I think I'll do that on the back as well. Also, you'll notice right here on the edge, there is that metal ridge cap that's sticking over. I'm probably going to cut that down the middle and then fold it over so that it is still going to be there, but fill that hole in the middle. Well, that was definitely a step that I should have done about 4 months ago to prevent the boar bees or carpenter bees from getting up to that exposed wood. But it's done now, and I'm definitely happy to have it finished. Still have to do the back side and then get the rest of the siding up and do the trim to finish this out. And then it'll be on to painting. So lots of fun stuff ahead. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got some helpful tips on how to make this process more enjoyable, I'd love to hear it. So write that in the comments down below. And it's going to be probably a little bit before I do any more workshop stuff, just for finances and getting other projects done. But I am definitely thinking about it all the time. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.